these last few episodes, I've focused on how to not talk to your partner about money and how to talk to your partner about money. This time we're taking it a little bit further and talking about one of my favorite things for couples to do, which is a money date, but not just how to have it, how to make sure it's actually rewarding. I'm Lindsay, I'm a clinical social worker and certified financial therapist, and I'm ready to take you into how you can have a money date. So first things first, a money date is exactly what it sounds like. It is a date where the theme is money. So in order for a money date to be rewarding, you have to have some sort of topic at hand. It's best to not come with like a binder of things that you need to talk about, and much better to say, here's 1, 2, maybe 3 topics that we're going to cover in a money date. And to make sure that it is ongoing. You don't have one money date a year and that's it. You can have them monthly, weekly, quarterly, but you want to have them at some sort of regular cadence so that money talk is a normal and healthy part of your romantic relationship. First things first, you need to set aside the time. I shared 2 videos ago that the doorknob moments are not a great thing to do. Just as a quick refresher, that's where you say something like, hey hon, I maxed out the credit card bill. Sorry about that. See you tonight. You want to make sure you actually set a time aside to talk about money. And that's why having something regular on the calendar can be super helpful. So you know every Wednesday you're doing a quick financial check-in, making this a regular thing so that way neither partner is caught off guard and both of you know what to expect, and you can come to the money date in the most neutral of ways. When it comes to setting aside a time, we also want to cap that time. We don't want this to be a 4-hour deep dive. Every now and then you have to do those, but hopefully when you're having regular money dates, they can be short and succinct and you're talking about only a handful of things. And keeping it regular really makes a difference, because the first couple of times you have a money date, you might be fumbling over your words, you might not know, is this done? Did we get enough accomplished? Does this feel okay? Knowing that it's happening at a regular cadence gives each of you the permission to say, hey, let's table this till next time, or you know what, I'm kind of running out of steam. Let's talk about that next time, knowing that there will be a next time. This also prevents that anxiety of when is the next time I'll be able to sneak in a money conversation with my partner, because you know it is happening regularly in your relationship. Set a timer. I'm spending a lot of time, pun, on time because it is so important. As I mentioned, you don't want this to turn into a 4-hour thing. I recommend money dates going 60 to 90 minutes max before you hit pause and talk about something else or table it for another different day to have your money date. And the reason for this is that our brains are not great at staying hyper-focused on something for longer than that amount of time. Usually we can focus on things for like 20 to 30 minute chunks. So if you want to do a money date in 20 or 30 minute segments, take a 10-minute break to grab some water or some tea and then come back and finish the next 20 to 30 minutes. I also think that's lovely, but don't feel like a money date has to take up your entire day. It can induce a lot of fatigue to be talking about money for that duration of time. So knowing that you have a time on the calendar you're going to talk about money, you have it at a regular cadence, and you both commit to not going over the allotted amount of time. Then choose 1 to 3 topics max. I know this can feel really, really limiting or really scary depending on what side of the spectrum you're on. When you don't have money dates, it can feel like you have to talk about everything all at once because you're not sure when you're going to talk about money again. Versus having a regular money date means you can say, this money date, all we're talking about is our spending plan. Next money date, we're going to talk about our debt payoff plan. The next money date, we're going to talk about how much we're going to gift our niece for her high school graduation, okay? That way you're focusing on one thing at a time. You're not bringing up everything from the past or thinking through the future. You're focusing on a few things that you can kind of take a quick peek at, deep dive into as needed. For some people, they like to kind of have standing thing plus another topic. The most common standing thing is the spending plan or the budget. How much is coming in? How much is going out? Are we staying on track to what we said we wanted to do? So that's kind of a standing item. And then they might add in another topic like, did you make sure to roll over your 401k into your new employee plan? Or did we make sure to change our car insurance because every year it seems like our car insurance goes up and we need to make sure that we change it, right? So having kind of a standing little task and then a different topic that is a little bit different or a deeper of a dive is a great choice. Then hype up each other's progress or your collective progress. It's so powerful when you can have these money dates. The progress might not be anything on paper, it might be emotional, right? It might be, yeah, I mean, our spending isn't really changing much, but you know what we have done? We've had 3 weeks in a row where we've talked about money without fighting. That's a freaking win. So we want to celebrate that as well. We want to start associating money dates with good things in our relationship. And so doing a quick little hype up can be super helpful. I love either starting or ending with a quick, I'm really proud of you for moment. And that could be, I'm really proud of you for figuring out what pet insurance we need to make sure that our dog gets the care they need. Thank you so much. Or I'm really proud of you for calling up our internet provider and telling them we've been getting double charged for a streaming service. These are good things that we can do, and we want to be acknowledging our partner's changes and our wins and moving forward with that positive momentum when we're talking money. Know when it's time to pause. Not everything's going to get solved in a single money date. I call these orange flags and red flags. Orange flags are the signs that you or your partner are treading into territory that might get a little dangerous or might take a quick turn. This could be things like getting really short and snappy, going back to the don'ts. You might start to find yourself stonewalling or bulldozing. Those might be signs that it's time to hit pause, take a quick breather, go grab a piece of chocolate, whatever you need to do to regulate your nervous system and to be able to calmly and confidently continue in the money date with your partner. Finally, know when it's time to say, hands up, we're done for the day. We'll come back to this at a different time. We don't want to end money dates when they are at their highest, most contentious point. So if you could feel those orange flags kind of raising and you're moving into territory where you're going to start screaming, shouting, whatever, that's a good time to say, you know what? I think we're both pretty activated right now. Let's table this. We'll come back to it next week. We'll come back to it next month. I know we both have big feelings about this, but I don't want this to go off the rails. Let's honor each other where we're at and hit pause. Okay? So let's recap really quickly. In order to have a rewarding money date, make sure you set aside time, you keep it regular, you don't go over a certain amount of time, choose 1 to 3 topics max, hype up each other's wins, know when it's time to pause, and know when it's time to stop. All of these things can help it become a rewarding money date versus just something that you check off of the to-do list. If you're interested in more and you've liked this 3-part series on couples and money, you might be interested in Clarify Your Money for Couples, a self-paced course where I take you through how to identify your values, find a spending plan that works for you, and give you a worksheet of how to actually set up and structure your money dates that you can use and take with you to make these rewarding money dates a regular part of your romantic relationship. Head to mindmoneybalance.com/clarify to learn everything you need to know about that course. And with that, I'll see you in the next video.